Alright, so I'm coming back here after copying the image, the ISO image of Windows 7, and also that kind of like the WinRAR software. Alright, so in the beginning here I will just install the WinRAR software. I think you're already familiar with that kind of software. It is used for compressing. It is used to compress actually the files and extract the files in the same time. Okay, so I make sure that ISO is already supported here, and then click OK and then done. Right, so why am I installing that software? It's because I'm going to use it here in order to being able to extract this. So see here, I'm able to extract the like the ISO image into the normal uh, folder. So I'll select extract to Windows 7, the name of it, leave it to like to finish. Should be done in a kind of a fast track. Okay, okay, seems that everything is going fine. All right, so before I just go into this, I will need to show you one thing. So if you go to this PC here, and you go here to like to my drive, like to the C. See, this is the remote install. This is the folder that we have created, that has been created for the Windows deployment service. And if you can see inside that folder, it has actually typically the same things as boot image. We have the images, the different images here. We have the store, multi-services. So these are the place. Like this is the place where we want to, like install, store our image later on. And we will just be tracking this from like from time to time to see the changes that are happening here. So mainly we're working here in this directory. We'll be working in this directory. All right. So we close it for now, and then we go to our extracted folder here. What we want from the extracted folder is that we need to go to source. This is the Windows image after extraction. After extraction, so we go to like the files here. We have plenty of files, but we arrange them by type, and then we are looking for wimp.wim. Yeah, wim here. So these two files, these are the two files that are needed. So the first one, if you notice here, it has actually majority. It is just 2.7 gigs, which is this is the installation. This is the main, like the core file that includes the like the Windows installation file. This is the boot file that brings up the boot menu, like the boot software that allows the like the installation process to like to be displayed. All right, so it's just to locate them here. Make sure that both of these files are already existed and with these extensions here. We close it now, and then we want to go for the installation. So right click on install, add image. All right, add a group image. So you can leave the name as it is, or you can change it up like up to your flavor. Click next here, and then you go and browse for the file that we were creating. So since this is install, we're going to look for the install.win. Where is it? It's here under the extracted folder of the Windows image. We go to source, and it's already here. Win install.win. Open it, and then next. Yes, it actually provides us variety of the windows. So these are the flavors that are going to be prompted to the user to be installed. Okay, so we check them all, and then, or you can actually just check any kind of like any version that you want. You can either select all or select some of them. Click next. Click again next here, and wait for it to to be linked and added to to the Windows deployment services. We give it a time until it finishes. Um, Let me take a little while, but not too long. Yeah, almost there. So done. So finish. There you go. So you have all the like the four selections or the four options here that have been that are available under this kind of image. Now the second step is to go under boot image, right click on it again, add a boot image. Again, we're doing the same thing, but here we're selecting the boot.win, and then we open, and then click next. and you can just identify this to be Windows 7 because we are actually installing Windows 7 just to identify it, or you can just leave the name as it is. You click next and then next again and wait for the process. It is very fast and it is now done. All right, so this is it. So there's nothing to do now here. So we have successfully added, like the image, like of Windows 7, um, on like the Windows deployment service, and we are now actually bringing that Windows deployment service to work under DHCP, which is configured within the domain controller that we have defined here. All right. So we have already accomplished this. We created a client. Oh, we have accomplished until here. So now we are still in the second last step, which is now the other virtual machine that we are going to create. So we're creating a client virtual machine, and then we can simply just connect it to the image. Remember this. So we are creating the virtual machine here. It's an empty virtual machine. We are not going to link it to any kind of operating system because we are actually going to read the operating system from here. All right. How is that? It is by actually configuring that virtual machine to read, to be registered, to obtain its IP address within the same network as this server being configured to. Or particularly, it is to obtain an IP address that lies within the same within the pool of IP addresses that we have defined in the DHCP. You remember this? So here, that's why actually we are defining DHCP here. So that pool of IP addresses. All right, so this is the pool, address pool. So all right, so this is the one that I'm saying here. So now the newly created virtual machine we'll create here, it has to have an IP address, of course, that should lie within that range. All right. So how is that done? It is just simply by just assigning the IP address to be in a NAT, and I will show you this and confirm you with this in a while. I will just now pause. Let me just. It's already created here actually for us. I've created it in prior. So now the step for you is that you just create a new virtual machine. You already have the steps in your mind, and then we have reviewed them before. All right. So create a virtual machine and just make it empty. Do not do anything with it. Just go with the wizard here and create a virtual machine. All right. So after you created it, so this will, it will be like something like this. It should have a label here, and then you go to the settings. This is what I want you to confirm here. All right. Regardless the memory and the amount of processing we are assigning, the CD DVD do not actually assign any ISO image because we're again I'm telling you we are actually reading the ISO image from that server. We do not want to read it from external sources. All right. So this is one point. The other point here is the network adapter. So make sure that NAT here it's being selected. Why? It's because that will allow that host, the guest virtual machine, to copy the same IP address as the host, which is actually the same IP address that we are actually configuring here, which is which lies within the same subnet that we are configuring here. Right? So this is very important setting actually. Okay, so after we make sure that it's being clicked, it's being selected as NAT, so there is nothing to do with it, and then we click OK. Now you can just simply start the machine. Let's just close it and close it. Maximize. Wait for that signal. The DHCP seems that we have missed it actually. All right, let me just do that again. I will just go here. If you want to create a new, to pop up a new window, you just right click on that, on the Windows on the VM player, right click on it, the icon, and then click on this. All right, so all right, so it seems that the names have been duplicated here. Anyway, so this is actually the Windows server that is running here, but it's mistakenly has been renamed. I don't know how does that happen. I didn't rename it, but anyway, this is our empty virtual machine. Double click on it, and then click OK, and then go here. So again here, press F12 Yes, we press F12. Yeah, there you go. So here we are reading from that IP address, which is the IP address of the, we are reading from the IP address of the server. So this is the IP address. If you go here and yeah, you remember that we have already defined that IP address to be, I mean like that one. See, there you go. So 192.168.20.34, 134. Typically the same IP address of the server, our server here. So our this shows that yeah, congratulations, you have already configured Windows deployment service, and here our Windows files are actually loading from the server. So now we are reading. This machine is now reading from whatever, I mean like whatever image that we have created here. So congratulations for that if you have reached up to this stage. And then let me just show you the last step here that we will need to verify the user, the admin user that has, I mean, like to have an access to give a privilege to this machine to install. That will come actually in a while after this buffer is being filled up. Just for a while, we're waiting for it. That shouldn't take actually that long time, but well, it's okay, done here. Okay, so almost there. Windows 7 is still kind of a legacy Windows here. Yeah, there you go. There you go. All right, so we just simply click here, Windows Deployment Services. So this is actually the, I mean, this message has been prompted to you by Windows Deployment Services. So this shows that it has, I mean, like this image is being contacted or it's being extracted from the Windows Deployment Service role by the server. So we click Next here. Yeah, so if you want to proceed, you need to provide that privilege. What kind of privileges we are providing? It is the administrator account here. So we need to provide the administrator account. We need to write the full address of that account. So the full address here, as you are seeing here, so it is the admin name, I mean like whatever username, sorry, it is the domain slash the user. So our domain here, if you remember, so how can we double check it here? You just go here and then we need to go through this, go to local server. So it is wds-dc.local. So wds/dc.local and then slash or backslash add administrator. All right, so we click OK. Oh, I didn't write the password. I was so in hurry actually. So wds/dc backslash administrator. Make sure that the spelling is correct. All right, so the password here, it's the same password you created for the that we created for the domain service. Just confirm it. Well, sure it has any problem with that. Let me just double click. wds-dc.local. wds dot local slash and there you go. See, so congratulations, we have already given authentication to that machine by having the privileges of that administrator who is actually a part of that, I mean like of that domain name. So now we are actually, I mean like you can just simply and freely download whatever flavor that we are actually assigning, and note here that the entire four choices are available. It's because we are actually allowing them all to be downloaded. I mean, like we are allowing them all to be installed. I mean, like to be available for the users here. All right, so we can just simply forward that and see this is the entire story. So I will not just go further here. It's because we are just accomplishing this. So whatever next here, I mean, like whatever comes after next, it is just echo. I mean, like it's just I mean, like the default procedures of installing Windows. All right, so congratulations for that, and we have accomplished now Windows deployment services. We were able to read now a copy of the Windows. I mean, like we were able to read a copy of an operating system that has been configured under Windows deployment service. So it's just by connecting these two devices together. And we need to make sure that the important thing here is that this host IP address has to lie within the same domain, I mean like the same scope, DHCP scope that we have defined here. That it's actually within the subnet of 192.168.20, starting from 1 to 200, 254. All right. So with that, let me thank you for watching, and then I will see you later on in another video. Thank you and keep it up. Thank you.